Alright, so I'm going to be stripping all the wiring. I'm stripping all the wiring and yeah. So now that I stripped the wire loom off of here, I'm going to go ahead and try to separate each plug out from the loom and make it its own strand, and then that way I can tape them off where I'm going to cut them at, somewhere in the middle here, and that way when I go to extend it through here, I'll know exactly where the wires connect to on the other side after it comes through the fender wall. So I went ahead and opened up that hole right there. Alright, so now that I have it all separated like this. Alright, so now that I got this all separated out, I'm going to label each one of these plugs with some painter's tape, just like 1 through whatever. And then back down over here, I'll kind of just make more specific tape markings and stuff, because there's more wires going into like the ground box there. And then I'm gonna get started on doing the same thing over here to this side, and then just try to knock out both sides at once. What is happening, folks? Welcome back to the channel. In the last video you saw me kind of prepping up the engine bay, cleaning up stuff. I decided that since the firewall was actually a lot cleaner than I thought it was, that I was just gonna go with the blue paint. So after I finished up cleaning the welds on this bracket here and then shave everything else down one more time, I will be painting the engine bay lower half and just a few spots here and there with some paint match aerosol that I got. But as you can see, I'm already pretty deep in this wire tuck action. I've never done this before, but the way I'm going about doing it is I strip the loom and then I separate out each plug, and then I kind of run it back, and as you can see over here on the driver's side, I then label them. I'm going to be labeling them, and then that way each one of these lines will have a set number. So this will be set number 1, and I can cut this right here like that, right there in the middle of that, and then I can reconnect it to the other corresponding number in that line there. And some of these other wires, I think, I'm not 100% sure how this is going to work out, but I think I'm going to end up having to just basically make 3 sets of number, or 3 tags on this side, and I'm going to end up cutting this fuse or this ground box pretty much all at the same spot on all of them, but also label them their corresponding numbers. It's just a little extra step, but I've never done it before, and yeah, so I'm just trying to make it easy on myself. So that's what I'm doing. I drilled out holes on either side. There are already holes here, but I just wanted to widen them out, so I used my little Harbor Freight G thing right here. Just went all the way out to the biggest setting on that and made sure it was smooth. So that's where I'm at right now. Let's hop back in it. Alright, so quick little moment here with myself. I did not think about how long this wire needs to be coming out that side. So moment of truth here. Let's get all this. and it should be okay, it looks like. Let's just find out. So yeah, I had a dumb moment here. I didn't mark all these wires 3 times. I'm not even sure why I would need to mark them 3 times, but what did I do? Jeez. There's just mud. There's just mud in my wire loom. Look at that. Jesus. Alright, so I definitely lucked out here with my mistake because all the other wires are different colors, so I'll be able to trace them back no problem. But yeah, that is pretty annoying, especially this cut. This is a pretty dumb cut. I cut it twice, so this ground wire will have 2 connections, I guess. I don't know. But I got all the plugs down here, and they're labeled even though I messed up the labeling, if you can believe it. Just be smarter than me when you're doing this. Hopefully this side will be a lot smoother, so I'll probably just wrap this side up and show you that I finished it, and then show you the correct way to do it on this side. Alright, so like I mentioned, since there is just a limited amount of wires and they were all different colors, it was really easy to fix my mistakes. And I actually only messed up on 2 sets of wires, so it was really easy. But yeah, so now that I have everything kind of mapped out, I know what plug is going where, I have everything hooked up. I'm going to be running the ground terminal right here on the other side of the fender wall, and I know that I have to extend these 3 wires for the grounds right here. These all go together, so I'm looking at about I'm just gonna give them like about a foot, and about a foot extra wire, and then my corner lights, those are pretty much good enough as it is, so I think I can resplice those wires together and solder those together and just reuse that same stock amount. But I am going to give myself a little bit of slack on everything, so I'm going to give it like maybe like 6 inches, so half a foot each light, and then you can see where the grounds tie back in the same spot. Same deal with those. I'm going to give them like, you know, like 3 to 4 inches of extra wire, and then the only thing I have to map out are these 2 headlight bulbs right here and the blinker right here in the bumper, so I kind of just guesstimated it would sit right there essentially. So yeah, only a few cuts from my little Harbor Freight wire wheel here. I'm gonna be going with this 20 gauge right here, this yellow wire, and that's gonna be my positive wires, and then I'm gonna be using this 20 gauge right here that's brown, and that's gonna be my ground. So I'm gonna get all that cut up, and then I'll get started on the passenger side. But yeah, it's pretty straightforward. Just extend the wires as you need to, and I just kind of map stuff out as I went along. The only thing that I'm like kind of worried about is how much extra wire I gave myself, because this does have to come back a little bit into the engine bay to get this plugged in somewhere around here. And these guys gotta go here. That's gonna be fine. But yeah, so that's where I'm gonna end it tonight though. I'm gonna go ahead and strip apart all the connections, since I already did kind of map out how much wire I needed. And now I'm gonna go back and tighten this up with some electrical tape and get some of this loom back on it. making progress. This is all sanded down and buffed away, and I think it's ready for paint. So after I get the passenger side done, tucked away, I'll be able to start painting the engine bay and start to bring together this little side project and actually get to swapping in the B series, you guys. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned. I will catch you in the next one. Peace out.